Sam here, and tonight I'm talking to you about the big news in the NBA. LeBron James has listed teams that he's interested in speaking with in the offseason. This kind of signals that he's leaving Cleveland for definite, because Cleveland's not on the list. The Cavs are, the Heat are, the Rockets are, the Lakers are. And to me, this spells that the Cavaliers have been a total disaster this season. It just seems like there's no sign that he's going to leave. He's either doing this to get Cleveland's attention to make a move at the deadline to improve their team dramatically. It's not going to happen. They don't have any tradable pieces. They really don't. So, with that being said, there was talks. Oh, and the Golden State Warriors are on that team that he's interested in speaking to. But, he can't go to Golden State because that just basically ends the league. It wipes out all interest around the globe. It's a global game. The NBA is. And basketball is very popular, in the U.S. too. But the thing is, if LeBron goes to the Warriors, nobody's going to be interested because we all know who's going to win. The Golden State Warriors. Everybody's going to be interested in college basketball. That's what, excuse me. That's why I think, from an interesting standpoint, I think it would be cool to see him with Houston, L.A., Miami again. Kind of rekindle things in South Beach. I think he loved it there. I think the only reason he returned is because he wanted to win one for the land, and he did. They won the championship a couple of years ago, and then they lost last year to the Warriors. But LeBron going to the Golden State Warriors is absolutely ridiculously unfair to everybody else. It's competition. I get that GMs still have jobs to do that. They have to get players in and all that other stuff, and they have to build a team. But how stacked does LeBron need a team to win a championship? Come on, you're going to leave to go to the Golden State Warriors? They're already hard enough to beat. Imagine putting LeBron with KD, Curry, and Klay Thompson. Now, of course, Golden State's going to have to move some contracts to make it possible to sign LeBron to a max offer. But Houston's interested. The Lakers are interested. I think, to me, it really is 30 teams being interested in LeBron. LeBron just knows who he wants to go to. But this means he's leaving Cleveland. And if I was the Cavaliers with the trade deadline coming up, I would just cut the BS and just trade him. I would just trade LeBron James. It sounds absolutely insane. But why would you put yourself through this mess all over again? Why not send him to a team? Maybe you can get him to Houston. Maybe you can get something from the Rockets. Maybe you can get something from the Lakers. You can maybe get some good young players. The Lakers have young talent. Now, obviously, the Lakers and the Rockets, they're going to be thinking, well, if we can get this guy for nothing, why would we trade 2 or 3 guys and maybe some draft picks for him? Well, here's the reason why. If you have one of those teams, if you're LA or Houston, you can sign an extension. You give yourself a 2.5-month tryout with LeBron to see if it's going to work. That's why I think, to me, the Cavaliers have got to not do this themselves again. They've got to trade LeBron. They've got to do what... their season is a disaster. And let's be realistic. They may come out the Eastern Conference. They may not. But they're not going to beat the Warriors. They're not good enough to beat the Rockets. They're not good enough to beat the Spurs. They're not good enough to beat the Thunder. They're barely good enough to beat the Celtics. And... LeBron is saying he's leaving. He's got one foot out the door again. If I was Dan Gilbert, I wouldn't put myself through this again. I would just say, you know what, LeBron, fine. You want to move on, go ahead. You want to go play for a different team, that's fine. And I just think this is the end of LeBron James at Cleveland again. Legacy-wise, it would be hugely damaging to leave Cleveland for Golden State. It would really help his legacy to help another team that hasn't won anything in a while, like Houston or the Lakers, especially the Lakers. The Lakers are a big brand. He could build his brand as well as resurrecting a historic franchise back to glory. But going to the Warriors, it's just a weak move. It's worse than Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant joined the Warriors after they went 73-9, and after the Oklahoma City Thunder blew a 3-1 lead to those same Golden State Warriors in the conference finals. It's just weak. It really is, and I think Golden State has every right to try and get better. They're trying to win championships. And LeBron really means that they're going to win the championship. But LeBron's leaving, and I think if you're Cleveland, I don't get why teams don't do this. If you know a guy is leaving, why not put him on the block at the trade before the trade deadline? Give yourself a chance to trade him, and at least try and get something. Don't lose that player for nothing. Don't say you're going to be able to keep him. Cleveland's going to need almost an entire roster overhaul to keep him, to keep LeBron. The big reason why is because they're not athletic, they're not fast, and they're not young. They don't really have a young roster. And they don't even have a coach. Like Tyronn Lue is, to say the least, he's pretty mediocre. The best coach in the Eastern Conference is Brad Stevens. And, Boston is arguably the best defensive team in the league, especially in the East. The East is not winning, he's not beating anyone in the Western Conference 4 times in 7 games. Basically, nobody's beating the Warriors, nobody's beating the Rockets, and nobody's beating the Spurs, and nobody's beating the Thunder. Those are the teams that have the best shot of winning the West. Houston would be incredibly dangerous if they had LeBron, especially if they had LeBron mid-season. And to me, again, Houston with Chris Paul, but Houston's going to have to pay Chris Paul. And this is the dilemma the Rockets face. They got Ryan Anderson's contract. Maybe Cleveland, and if I was Cleveland, you got the Nets pick, and like I said, it's not looking like a lottery pick. It's not looking like a great pick right now, but you got a solid player like Ryan Anderson. Maybe you ask for Eric Gordon. Hey, if you're Houston, you can get LeBron James for Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, and maybe 2 or 3 draft picks. Man, that's pretty good. LeBron's still got it. He's 33 years old. He's slowing down a little bit, but it's not, it's not too much. It's not to a point where he's in decline. He's still at top of his game, and he's playing next to James Harden and Chris Paul. He's one of his good friends. One thing I do concern myself with LeBron in Houston is Mike D'Antoni. Could he be effective in D'Antoni's helter-skelter system? And especially D'Antoni doesn't rest too many starters. He has an 8-9 man rotation for a whole 82 game season, and LeBron's minutes have kind of gone down the last couple of years. So that being said, is it a good fit for him? In LA, like I said, he lives in LA. The Lakers are a storied franchise. It would add greatness to his legacy if he went to LA, Houston, and won a championship. It took one of those 2 teams to the championship. Because let's be real, if LeBron went to Houston, it would be the favorite to win the West, most likely. And if he went to the Lakers would certainly be a threat, would be a contender. And they're young and they're athletic. They're not good. The thing about the Lakers, though, is they're not a good team. Like, they're not transcending anywhere. So, to me, they're really out of the question. It's realistically between the Warriors, the Cavaliers, and the Rockets for LeBron. The Lakers have money, they have cap space, and like I said, they're LA. He lives in LA. And they're a big brand. But that being said, I stand by what I believe, and I think it's going to be Houston because of Chris Paul. I also think the biggest domino effect in this is Carmelo Anthony. It's no secret that the Banana Boat Gang wants to play with each other before they all retire. And I can see Houston maybe shelling out that kind of cash. Maybe Cleveland tries to shell out that kind of cash. I know Cleveland's trying to make the moves to keep LeBron. Don't do it. Don't bend over backwards for LeBron. Just trade him, make him happy, and say, our time, their window's closed. We're a championship. And, yeah, like I said, they make it out of the East, but they're not getting past the Warriors. They're not getting past the Rockets, and they're not getting past the Spurs. And they're almost certainly not getting past the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, that being said, LeBron is the best player on their team. He's the most tradable piece. Kevin Love is out for, 6 to 8 weeks? So, it just... Their season, they're just a disaster. And if they don't really improve by March, April, when getting ready for the playoffs is most crucial, yeah, I could definitely officially write off the Cleveland Cavaliers. But, if they want to get burned again, that's their problem. But LeBron James is definitely leaving. He's listed his teams, and it's over. It's over for Cleveland. LeBron is leaving. The question is, where is he going to go? I'm thinking it's between the Rockets and the Warriors. The Warriors cannot get LeBron. I mean, the NBA has got to step in and make sure that doesn't happen. One, for competition purposes. Two, it's going to destroy the ratings. The NFL is weak right now. The NFL is kind of bleeding ratings-wise. This is probably one of the most least popular seasons in NFL, ratings-wise, in recent memory. And the NBA has got a shot to really unseat the NFL as the best sport in America. So here you go. Here's the NBA's chance. Build some parity. Build some competition. And let's see somebody else outside the Golden State Warriors try and win the West. But I think, and I mean, LeBron's legacy, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a great player. But you talk about Michael Jordan-esque, going to the Lakers, going to the Rockets, taking a team that hasn't won a championship in forever. It would cement him as probably the best player in the world. No, actually, it would cement him as the best player in the world, because let's be realistic. Could MJ turn LeBron's winning Miami. He brought Cleveland a championship. And if he went to Houston or LA and they won the championship, you literally could not tell me that Michael Jordan could take 3 franchises to an NBA championship. I love Michael. Michael's the greatest player in his era. LeBron, again, I know he's chased rings. I know he's gone to stacked teams. But let's be real. Legacy-wise, that would be the icing on the cake for him being the greatest player of all time. Because, again, that's 3 franchises you took to a championship. 2 of them are loser franchises. 2 of them, in my opinion, are loser franchises. That would be the Rockets and the Heat. Well, the Heat won a championship with Dwayne Wade. The Rockets and the Cavaliers. Cleveland hasn't won one in forever, and Houston hasn't won one since Elijah Jordan was in his prime. In which MJ was just coming back from retirement. So, we'll see what happens. I do think they should trade him. The Cavaliers should trade LeBron James. Don't torture yourself, Cleveland. Just do it. Try and get him. Try and get him out of there so you get something in return. Make sure you just make sure you get something. Even if you get just 1 or 2 draft picks, it's something. You don't lose out on nothing. You're probably not going to win the East this year again. Not ready to write them off, but they're just a disaster. We'll see what happens. Trade deadline is February 8th. And the Houston Rockets are currently in the San Antonio Spurs 54-38. One of LeBron's suitors putting on a good show tonight, San Antonio. We'll see how they do in the playoffs. But for now, LeBron has made his decisions. He is likely to leave Cleveland, probably to either Golden State or Houston. We'll see what happens. It's February 8th. The trade deadline is February 8th. And, like I said, and then the All-Star game is coming up too. So NBA season is kind of exciting. The Super Bowl is just a couple of days away. Baseball season is around the corner. Yeah, pitchers and catchers about to report. This has been Sam Darley. Thank you for watching.